to the Crafty Corner. Today we are making these cute little chicks in a nest. They have little feathers sticking off the top of them, and they have this colorful nest material to be sitting in. Come on down to the library because there's a lot of things you need to make this craft. So you need some feathers, and I've got some feathers here, and they're very staticky. They like to stick to you. Yeah. You're going to have some orange paper for the beaks. You're going to have a variety of eyes so that you can make your little chicks look surprised or cross-eyed or whatever you want to do. You're going to have the nest. You're going to have our yellow for the chicks and brown for some more nesting materials, and you will also have tissue paper to make the colorful part of the nest. All right, so the first thing we want to do is to make our chicks. So I'm going to fold the paper in half because I want my two chicks to be closely identical to each other, and we're simply, if you want to take a pencil, we're simply making like an oval. So if you want to take your pencil and just draw a line up, curve over, and come on down. It doesn't have to be real round, just sort of an oval shape. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to curve it, and come on back down. So since they are in the nest, see, they'll look like little chicks when you get done with them. All right, for their beaks, I'm going to cut two rectangles, and I'm going to fold them in half. And I'm just going to, from the crease here at the top where the crease is, I'm going to cut down in a diagonal. I'm going to turn the paper and cut up. And there we have our perfect little beak. Ta-da! Throw away the trash when you're done. Take a look at the eyes and decide which ones you want. Now, if they have eyelashes on them, you'll probably have to cut that part off and then draw the eyelashes on. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this set of eyes right here. This part's a little tricky because they're small. So if you're not good with scissors, ask an adult to help you. Okay, so here we go, around and around, and get the eyeballs just so. So he's gonna, there's gonna be cute, and then I can add the eyelashes in later. And let's use these big eyeballs up here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the rest away. Now, if you have more paper or yellow paper at home, or actually with the paper I had, you might have been able to make a third, like a little smaller one. So you'd have plenty of eyes if you want to add more chicks in the nest besides the just two. Hey guys, and if you do more than just two, I would love to see it. You know, I look at the Crafty Corner and I look at the comments that are made. So if you want to have Mom take a picture of your final project and put it in the comments, I would love to see your final project, especially if you choose to use more than one chick, or more than two chicks. All right, so I'm going to take my glue stick and go ahead and glue, let's see here, glue our beaks down in there. See, he's starting to look cute already. Glue his little eyeballs in. I'm going to make him look a little conk-eyed. This guy looks like he's looking at his brother or sister. I like that idea. So I'm going to make these also go a little sideways. Give him a little bit of a personality. And then if you have a Sharpie, you can add add a couple little eyelashes to it. All right. Then probably with your glue, in order to make it stick really well to the paper plate, I would take your white glue here and go ahead and scribble some of that glue on the bottom part of your chick, and then decide where you want them. Stick them on in to the paper plate. I'm going to make him a little smaller. Now, the feathers, this is where you actually are going to need some tape, okay, because you are not going to be able to glue those down. So I'm going to take this pink one, this white one, and I'm going to lay them down at the top and take some just tape and tape them down really well. And then this one is going to get, I'm going to leave the blue alone, This one's going to get orange and white. So to lay the two feathers on top of each other, stick them down here, tape them down, press it really well, and there our chicks have some very colorful feathers now. See, how cute. Yay. All right. Now, the nesting material that comes out alongside each chick is just strips of paper. So go ahead and just take your scissors and cut these really thin strips of paper. And then we're going to turn our project over and glue them down. We probably need 6, 7, 8 of these for each side. And once you glue them down, I mean, it doesn't need to go straight up because, you know, nesting material is going to be all over the place, squiggly and all that kinds of things like that. I'm going to take my white glue again, and we're going to want a little bit here too. And then I'm going to pick these up and just lay them in the glue. You can curl them if you want to, or just lay them down straight. Okay. Put 1 or 2 in here next to the center of our 2 chickie chicks. All right, lay them over here. Then the fun part, we need to make our colorful nesting material. I'm going to make one go a little crookedy, make this one go a little crookedy. All right, see, I cut plenty and I'm going to need them all. Okay, that should probably do it. All right, now I suggest that you get a pencil that, it doesn't even have to be sharpened yet, but if you grab a pencil, because it really helps to use the eraser part of this on the tissue paper. So what we're going to do is slather this in glue, okay, where you're going to want your nesting material. Take your pencil, put the tissue paper like around the end of the eraser and push it down. This way you are not getting any glue on you. You're just getting glue on the tissue paper. So the more crookedy you can make it, the more it's going to look like little pieces of nesting material. So you wrap it around the pencil and lay it down in the glue. So you should have all beautiful different colors, and you're just going to do this until you're satisfied that you have plenty of nesting material all over the paper plate part. All right, let me go ahead and get some more glue on here. And this part will take a while, so I think I'll just get a couple of layers here across the top so that you can see what I'm doing. We're just going to lay these on here, scrunch it around the pencil, and help lay it down in the glue. Scrunch it around the pencil, and this way you're not getting glue all over yourself. Now I know we have plenty of books down at the library about chickens, fiction and nonfiction. Boys and girls, you should know those words. Fiction means it's a story and it's not true. Like this one here, it's called Pipsqueak. And nonfiction means that it is something that is true and it's not fiction. So we have books on how to raise chicks and baby chickens and chicks on the farm, all kinds of things like that. So in the springtime is when sometimes families get chicks for their house or for their farm, or their barn, out in the fields maybe. I know there's some school teachers that even have some chicks in their classroom. That's a lot of fun. You can get to see that. So if you'll notice, I'm just going one color at a time, just layering this. And if you wanted just to lay them down flat, you could do that. It's just not going to give you the 3D effect that you get when you crunch it on a pencil like this. If you study nests at all, you'll know that birds use all kinds of twigs. They might use yarn. They might use, you know, things that, some trash that they find laying around, little pieces of paper. It's very interesting if you study nest making, what all goes into a nest for a bird. I would think some of it isn't very comfortable. Not for a human anyway. All right, so as you can tell, this is going to take a while, but you get the idea. So I hope you'll come on down to the library soon and get one of these little packets and spend some time making these cute little chickens in a nest. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. You get the idea. There we go. There's our little chickies in a nest. Whee! All right, thank you so much for watching. When you're done with all your tissue paper, it should look more sort of like this one over here. All right, thank you so much for watching. Watch me again next week for another awesome craft. Bye now.